Hello and welcome to our My Advantage 365 video training series.
Today we are going to discuss rental quote processing for prospects. In your daily business, you are more than likely contacting prospects or having people call into your business to generate quotes for a rental order. Now in Advantage 365 system, if you are utilizing the relationship management area of the system or contact management, you have the ability to quote directly to prospects. One of the advantages of quoting directly to a prospect is that you do not have to set this prospect up in the system as a customer for the purposes of the rental quote. Therefore, if the customer does not decide to go forward with a quote, you then don't have extra customer records in your system when they weren't needed. Now, of course, we hope whenever you're quoting to a prospect, we get all prospects to convert them into customers. So in this case, where we are making a couple of assumptions, we're assuming you are using the contact management, a relationship management area of the system. So you are working with prospects on a daily basis, and also that you have reviewed some of our other videos on how to generate rental quotes and rental orders. I will move fairly quickly through actually generating the quote. We are going to take this quote and we're going to generate it for a prospect and then go ahead and take it through to converting it to a rental order. We'll show you how the functionality works to automatically create a customer and an order on the fly. Let's navigate within our home menu and select contacts. The idea here is the contact called up that we had been working with, and they call and they say they want to get a quote from you. Let's go ahead and click on our list view so we can find the contact. In this case, we're looking for Kevin Hawk Accounting Firm. Here you'll notice, since I have the contact search bar set to name, if I start typing Kevin in the search bar, it will bring up Kevin Hawk Accounting for us. I'm going to double click on the contact number, and it will bring me back to the Kevin Hawk Accounting contact card. Here we want to generate a rental quote really quick for this contact. So I'm going to go to the rental quotes button in the home ribbon at the top of the contact card. This will open up the rental quote list, and we can generate a new rental quote by hitting the new button in the home ribbon. You'll notice it shows blank, but as soon as I hit enter, it's going to bring in for me the next quote number and the quote series. It also brings in for us Kevin Hawk Accounting information from the contact card, such as their sell to customer, name, address, city and state, along with their zip code, and who the salesperson code is. In this case is JJ. All the information we had on the contact card that could be brought over was brought over here. So now at this point, I'm just going to go through and fill out some of the additional information. I'm going to say the responsibility center is the NE Boss Rent. He wanted a quote for a deal code of MOMOA. In this case, monthly, and advanced. We're going to say it's a 3-month rental. Move over to the Invoicing Fast tab. Looks like everything looks good. I'm just going to show more fields here. Here we can assign, let's say, a payment terms code of net 30 to this rental quote. And on our shipping fast tab, let me expand that and show more fields. It's going to be the same address for this given contact and coming from the location code of the NE Boss Rent, which defaults in from us selecting the responsibility center. Now we're going to say this is also a tax liable rental and it is subject to Connecticut state tax. If you are utilizing our CCH tax rate update, then you will simply input the ship to zip code, which will automatically drive in the appropriate tax area code. We filled out our main information now. I'm going to go down to my line information to fill up the lines that this customer is asking for a quote on. Actually, one other thing that we need to assign to this is what we refer to as a sell to customer code to this rental quote. That's up here in the general fast tab. Now the idea behind this is that for a rental quote to be converted to a rental order, you either need to have a customer assigned in the system So here is the sell to customer number. We could have assigned one, but in this case, since we are quoting to a contact or a prospect, we need to assign what's called a customer template. This customer template is going to define for us certain things that would apply if we went ahead and converted this contact to a customer. So let's click on this drill down arrow on the customer template. And for this particular case, we're going to say it's a Connecticut taxable commercial customer. I'm just going to click in the advanced button within the drill down menu when the view button in the customer template list to just take a look at the customer template card. I'm just going to make this bigger so we can see. Here are defined things such as the tax liable information, tax area code, customer posting group. This is something that we only assign to customers and not to contacts, and the invoice discounts. You'll also see the payment terms code, any shipment method codes that we might have, and as well as if we're using dimensions like a customer type dimension. All of these fields that are assigned here when or if we go ahead and convert this contact into a customer, it will take these fields here and combine them with the same name, address, city, state, and zip from the contact card, and it'll make a customer out of the combination of the two. We're going to choose the CT TaxCom customer template for this contact, which is a Connecticut taxable customer in the commercial category. Okay, so let's go down to our rental lines, to the functions button now. We're going to go ahead and create lines. This is going to bring up our create lines window. We're going to say that we want the quote for 2 Dell handhelds. Find. I'm going to hit the find button to find my Dell. I'm going to close that and I'm going to hit 2 for my 2 Dell handheld computers, 2 of my Inspiron notebooks, 5100 notebooks. I put a 2 in that field. I'm going to say OK to that, and then you'll notice that it will automatically create the lines for us. Let me scroll down to the bottom to the rental lines, and I'm just going to minimize the shipping fast tab and see if I can make this bigger so you can see all the rental lines. You'll notice it automatically created the lines for me for the 5100 notebook base. I'm going to put a unit price of 20 here and 90 here. Because my rental lines do have product accessories for the Dell handheld and the Inspiron notebook, I'm just going to hit OK because I want to bring in the delivery charges to the sales line. So now at this point I can go ahead and print this particular rental quote. If I go to the print button and I set up my options for printing, I can print this to a printer, a Word document, Excel document, or PDF, or I can directly email it to them. However I wish to get it to this particular prospect. Then they can go ahead and sign off on it. When they're ready to go ahead and convert this to an order, let's say in this particular example, the customer called back and said, yes, I like the quote, I want to go ahead and make this into a rental order. What we can do now is say, all right, well, do you have a PO number? They say yes, so we're going to put in the customer PO number in the customer PO number field, 56543. They are ready to convert this into a rental order. We can simply go into the make order button in the home ribbon. It asks us if we want to convert the quote to an order. Of course, we're going to say yes. In this case, then it tells us that you must specify a sell to customer number and the bill to customer number when creating an order. You cannot create a rental order for a prospect. You can create a quote for a prospect, but in order to generate a rental order, you must have a customer created in the system. So it tells us here that contact number CT00210 is not related to a customer. You do want to create the customer now, so we're going to hit yes. To this, it's going to use the combination of the contact card information that we pulled in here, the customer name, address, etc., and all the fields I showed you on the customer template card to create the customer. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And we'll just say yes to that window that just popped up if we wanted to create that. It will tell us that the customer number CU is 00151 has been created. We say okay to that, and now it tells us that the quote number ARO00597 has been converted to that order. We say okay to that. Here it brings us right out to the rental order, and you'll notice that the information got brought over for us: the customer PO number, all the default deal information, communication on the communication fast tab, and then of course we have a status field for the rental order in the general fast tab. At this point, you can give the customer the option to set this recurring order to be automatically paid with a credit card each month down in the EFT fast tab section. Let's open that up and enter the credit card information and enter a check mark in the recurring charge field for each month. You can make an additional changes to the order that the customer requests at this time. This is how you can quote to a prospect using a customer template, and then it converts over to a customer automatically for us. It creates a customer and converts the rental quote to an order. Just to take a look at the customer card so you can see what was created, if we click in the customer number in the customer details fax box to the right side of this order, the customer card will open automatically. You can see it brought over Kevin Hawk accounting information, the salesperson code, the communication information from the contact card and the invoicing fast tab. The tax liability information got brought over, the customer posting group, the payment fast tabs, the payment terms code, and net 30. Finally, for dimensions, if I go to the navigate ribbon or the home ribbon and I click the dimensions button at the top, it brought over our customer type dimension code of commercial with the same code value posting. This dimension was set up on the customer template that we assigned to the quote. This rental order is now ready for the next steps to fulfill and process invoices.
This concludes our video. Be sure to watch all the videos in RMI's training series to help make your job easier and to make you a more efficient user of the Vantage 365.